Welcome to the course scenario video of the CompTIA Security Plus training course. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a company called GlobalMantix Inc. Now, GlobalMantix is a company that we're going to take a look at from a security perspective. We're going to be learning from the things that they do, whether it's good or bad, and we're going to find opportunities to help them improve their security. Now, GlobalMantix is a securities and trading company, so they're a financial services organization, and they're headquartered in New York City. They've been in business since 1979, and they've got other offices in the Chicago, Illinois area and the Dallas, Texas area as well. The company recently hired Mr. D.B. Lavelle as their Chief Security Officer. And they also promoted George Gibbs from the Manager of IT to the Director of Information Security. Now, this constitutes a major change in the organizational structure at GlobalMantix, and they implemented these changes because of several security-related challenges that have recently come to the attention of the executive leadership team. And these executives want these security challenges addressed right away. Let's take a look at some of these challenges. Now, these first set of challenges that we're going to be looking at, I like to categorize as organizational-related security issues. Since its inception in 1979, GlobalMantix has never formalized their IT security program. So from an organizational perspective, they've never really had that discipline in place. They've never hired dedicated staff to manage IT security. In the past, it was pretty much just left up to the individuals who are part of the IT organization to pay attention to security whenever they had time to do that. Now, they also have not been successful at creating and implementing a formal IT security policy, and they have very few documented procedures on how to implement IT as well as IT security. Now, as a result, GlobalMantix finds themselves out of compliance with several industry and regulatory agencies, which is going to actually affect how they're able to do business moving forward. They need to be in compliance in order for their customers to want to do business with them. Now, as an example, recently one of their top customers threatened GlobalMantix that they were going to take their business elsewhere unless GlobalMantix could demonstrate that they had a well-documented and tested disaster recovery program in place. So DB and George have been directed by the executive team to resolve these issues. At GlobalMantix, security just became job one. Now, as DB and George started to peel back the covers, they began to realize that there were several technical challenges that also needed to be addressed immediately. They had problems with network vulnerabilities, system vulnerabilities, application vulnerabilities. Their environment had stability problems, so from an availability perspective, systems and data were not available when they needed them to be, and even more importantly, when their customers needed them to be. And that is one of the areas of security that needs to be looked at, is the availability of the resources. And then finally, they realized that their general population, the people that work for GlobalMantix, just generally lacked security awareness. Many vulnerabilities exist in GlobalMantix because their people behave in a way that's contrary to good security. And it's not because they don't want to behave properly, it's just they have not been trained. Without that knowledge, they are not going to be able to implement a complete security package for their company. So in these areas, GlobalMantix needs to spend a lot of time focusing on making massive improvements in order to meet their customers' requirements and in order to just generally operate as a world-class business. And that's where we come in. Now, as we work together to make our way through all of the different videos that are part of this CompTIA Security Plus training course, we're going to actually review each of the different areas of security, and we're going to see how they apply to a company like GlobalMantix. We're going to identify the possible security gaps that exist at GlobalMantix, And then we're going to identify some of the potential security solutions that you can put in place that will help to fill those gaps and to bolster up the overall security portfolio for Global Mantic. Now, interestingly enough, the problems that we're going to see that exist at Global Mantic are not that uncommon. Many companies have similar issues, and therefore the type of information you're going to be gaining by doing this scenario-based training is going to help you to understand what kinds of problems you may be facing when you move into the real world as an IT security professional. So you'll be able to hit the ground with both feet running, you'll be able to identify some common security gaps, and recommend some potential solutions for the companies that you're working for. So that's about all we have now for the course scenario video. All you have to do now is take a deep breath, get yourself ready, and start clicking on that next video. Look forward to seeing you there.